Welcome to East Alabama Today, featuring topics, events, and interesting people from all over East Alabama. Hosted by Carl Brady. Now, let's get right to the show. Here's Carl Brady.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into East Alabama Today. I'm Carl Brady. Thanks for joining us on today's program. As always, we'll start you off with some contact information and let you know how to get in touch with us. If you have an idea for the show, we would love to hear from you. Fairs, festivals, special events, things that are going on in your community and your neck of the woods, our base 9-county coverage area here in East Alabama. You guys are our eyes and ears out on the street. You're how we find out what's going on in your community. So let me know about the things that are happening in your neck of the woods by sending me an email, cbrady@tv24.tv. That's the best way for us to find out what's going on. Again, fairs, festivals, special events, things that are involved with your church or your school, or your civic club or organization, things in your community that are public events that you think will be a great addition to our show. We would love to hear about those things. So send me those emails. Now, also, we want to know about the interesting people who live in your community. Maybe you know someone who's a writer, an artist, or a musician. Maybe they have an odd or an interesting hobby and you think they'd be a good guest for the program. Well, send me some information about those folks as well. Again, the email address is cbrady@tv24.tv. And remember, you can always see East Alabama Today anytime you want to now online at tv24.tv. The brand new on-demand segment of tv24.tv. Click on On Demand. Go down the menu to East Alabama Today, and you can see past East Alabama Today shows at your convenience online at tv24.tv. Coming up, if this were smell-o-vision, you would absolutely be craving some barbecue by now. We're going to be talking about the Smoke on the Falls Noccallula BBQ Festival for 2014. That's coming up in just a moment. Stay with us. And we welcome you back into East Alabama Today. Again, I'm Carl Brady. Thanks for being with us. As I mentioned in the opening segment, we're going to be talking about the Smoke on the Falls Noccallula BBQ Festival coming to Noccallula Falls in Gadsden. And with me today, my guest is Kerry Payne. Kerry, welcome to the program.
Good to see you today, Carl.
Always good to have you on here a couple of times a year, Christmas at the Falls and the Smoke on the Falls Noccallula BBQ Festival.
Oh, yeah. And I just want to say that Janet Terrence, who usually comes with me, she's got the flu.
Oh, wow.
And but she's been working hard, and our Parks and Rec staff have been working real hard, and so we're ready to go with our event this year. And I can't believe it's our 6th annual. We started this 6 years ago, and it has grown from about 30 teams into 80 teams now.
Wow.
So it's been very popular, and we've actually had to move the location. So we need to make sure that we make folks aware that it's not going to be on the falls side, but it's going to be over on the campground this year.
Over on the campground side this time around. You know, in previous years it's been in the big parking lot right there in front of the main entrance, but you've just outgrown that area, so you're moving it over into the campground, which is going to be an interesting change because it's sunny or it's shady with trees, right, and much more picturesque than just a parking lot.
Yeah, it is, and I think the participants are going to enjoy it because they're going to have water and power hookups where they all of them, the professionals did on the fall side, but the backyarders will have access to water and power as well. And we've got, I think we have 80 teams right now entered into it. I think we have 50 backyarders and 30 professionals. But if anybody we've got a few slots still left open. You just need to call the falls, even though the deadline to enter was March 25th. So if the folks want to check to see if there's any slots, they feel free to call our number up at the falls, and Janet can let them know if we have a slot available or not. Yeah. And of course, to enter it, you get 2 free nights at the campground. I mean, that's included with your entry fee.
So you can bring your tent, your camper, your mobile home, and motor home, right, and make a whole weekend out of it without having to leave the site. You can just stay right there the whole time.
It's going to be real convenient for the participants, and I look forward. I look forward after this first year to really take off at being in the campground. It'll probably grow just like it has from the beginning.
Oh, I'm sure it will. And you're talking about truly professional barbecuers who are participating in this competition. This is sanctioned by the Kansas City Barbecue Society, official judges from the society. So you're talking about a major real competition with real professional cookers and $10,000 worth of prize money. So that's why everybody wants to come.
That's a big draw, the prize money for the participants. Yeah, we do over $10,000 in prize money, and we've added to it each year as far as some of the different activities. You know, we started a run, Smoke Your Buns 5K run, which we'll be doing on Saturday morning at 8 o'clock over at the campground stage area. We started that. This will be our 3rd year of it. I think we had 150, 160 runners last year, and we're looking to have that again, and we have prizes for that as well. And I think it's $25 if you're interested in entering the 5K run, and you can enter it all the way up until that morning at 7 o'clock that morning.
And it's an interesting run because it follows the trail system, and you go through the park and the Black Creek Trail, and so it's not just running on a road with no scenery. You're running up and down hills on some rough terrain at times, not too rough, but some rough terrain, and you're smelling the barbecue the whole time that you're running.
And actually this year, some of the bike trail that we've had opened up is going to be included in some of the run. They tried to include some of it in there where people could see it and be aware of it, because a lot of people have not seen it, and so it's going to be a part of the run this year as well. So it's not going to be the same route as last year, but a little bit different. But it will go into the park as well, and through the campground and the trail area, Black Creek Trail as well. So it'll be a very good run for the folks. Like you said, it'll be challenging.
Yeah, absolutely. Sounds like it. And of course, we were talking about the barbecuers. You've got the professional teams, but local folks who think they've got a great barbecue recipe can enter as well under the backyard barbecue category. Yeah,
I got one politician in it this year.
Oh, really?
Councilman Johnny Cannon has entered. He's been talking about it for a while, and he entered it this year, and he's in the backyard division. So he'll be cooking the chicken and the ribs. Is what they get judged on. So he'll be doing that this year. So we're looking forward to seeing how he does. He thinks he's going to win.
So that sounds interesting. Now, what will the professionals be cooking?
They cook chicken, ribs, brisket, and pork. So they do 4 meats that they have to cook to be in the professional division.
So let's again remind everybody, with this being the 6th annual, most people are aware, but when you may or may not get to sample people's barbecue when you come. This is not a festival that's all about eating barbecue. It's more about the cooking part of it. Some of the cookers have samples put out, but some don't. Yeah,
what we started doing last year, we have some that will put out samples for people to try, and if they have a balloon at their site, then you know that they've got samples, and you can go to their site and get as many free samples while they last. And we had, like, out of the 70 last year, I think about 18 participated with that. So you did get to sample barbecue. I did myself. And then on Saturday afternoon, after the judging, a lot of them will give food away as well. So, and of course this year, you know, on Saturday we'll have the run, then we have the award ceremony for the run at 10 o'clock, and then at 11 we open the gates. Friday night is free. If you want to come up and mingle with the barbecuers and all and hang out, you can come up Friday night at no cost. Then Saturday morning we open the gates at 11. We'll have a kids area with inflatables. The Gadsden Museum's going to be doing some barbecue art. We'll have a zip line this year.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be there on Friday night and Saturday, and it's going to be $15 to do the zip line. It'll have a rope course at the end of the zip line, and for everybody that is able to complete the whole overall course, we'll get a gift certificate. So we're looking forward to doing that. That's going to be a new addition this year, and I think it's going to be very popular. The parking too, let me say this. You can park in the campground parking lot, but we expect that to fill up pretty quick, even though it does hold probably about 300 vehicles. But the overflow parking will be over at the Falls side this year, and even towards the mini golf. And we will have a shuttle that will shuttle people back over to the gate. The 2 places that you can enter the festival on Saturday to buy your ticket, which when you pay it's $10 for adults. And when you pay, it's $5 for kids 4 to 12, and 3 and under is free. But you'll get us a bracelet when you pay your entry entry, and you have to do it at the main campground entrance or at the wedding chapel where the Black Creek Trail starts. That's the only two places you can purchase a ticket on Saturday, but you'll get a free barbecue sandwich, a free round of mini golf, a free entrance into the falls, just like in the past, as well as to be able to hear the entertainment, because anytime we have barbecue, we're going to have entertainment.
Right.
And I'll tell you a little more about them, who's going to be performing later. And then the kids area will have the inflatables and things, and then you can walk around and meet with the barbecue folks, and we'll have vendors set up that you can purchase food, you know, ices, drinks, and that sort of thing. So it's going to be, and we got great sponsors, and I need to make sure I talk about our sponsors of our main areas as well today.
Absolutely. Well, we'll do that in just a minute. We'll go ahead and take this commercial break and come back. We'll talk more about Smoke on the Falls, the entertainment, the sponsors, and all the extra fun stuff that will be a part of the Smoke on the Falls Barbecue Festival. We've talked to everything so far, I think, except for the date. This is Friday and Saturday, April 11th and 12th. Are the dates for the festival. But we'll give you more detail when we come back, so stay with us here on East Alabama Today. And we welcome you back into East Alabama Today. We're talking with Kerry Payne about the Smoke on the Falls Noccallula BBQ Festival coming up April 11th and 12th at Noccallula Falls Park in Gadsden. And you mentioned just briefly something that's a little different this year is Friday night. There's some stuff going on Friday night, but there's not going to be a charge for coming up on Friday night anymore.
Right. In the past, we have charged on Friday night and Saturday, and then last year was our first year on Friday night. We didn't charge, and it was free to the public to come up and hang out with a lot of the backyarders. Had a lot of people that would come up and they'd cook for them and that sort of thing. So it's more of just an informal social gathering on Friday night, and you can hang out with your friends and all. We're not going to have any entertainment on Friday night. Last year we did have some local entertainment on Friday night, and it was very popular. But this year what we've decided to do is we're going to have some of the local entertainment that we used last year on Saturday, starting at 11:30 when the stage, after the run, we'll get music on the stage around 11:30, and we got some local talent that'll be performing. And then at 3 o'clock, Bill Avery will be performing.
Okay.
And then he'll be leading us into the awards, the Kansas City Barbecue Awards show. It'll happen at 4 o'clock. That generally lasts about an hour, hour and a half. And then that night, which this is new for us, we usually end it after the award show. We're going to have 2 more acts on the stage performing. And we got a group from, I think they're 2 twins that went to Auburn University, and it's Haley and Alexis band, and they'll perform at 5 o'clock on the stage. And then at 7 o'clock we got a group called the John King Band, and both of them play some contemporary and some country, and I think they'll be very popular. And so we'll end the festival this year, instead of at around 5 or 5:30, it'll end around 9 o'clock on Saturday night. So we're hoping
that is a nice change. You keep people around a little longer. The barbecuers,
some of them may leave.
Some of them may leave, but a lot of them, if they're there in their campers or motor homes, just go ahead and stay that second night and enjoy the chance to relax and have some fun after the festival after the competition.
That's right. They can sit back and enjoy it, and a lot of them, like you said, will have their campers, motor homes, and they'll probably stay the night. So we just figured we would try this and see how it works. And then a lot of people may have to work during the day on Saturday and may not can come up till that night to hear the entertainment, and we'll still be charging $10 to come in to hear the entertainment on Saturday night. But like I said, you get a lot for that $10. You still get the free barbecue and the free mini golf, and of course the falls would close at dark, so you couldn't get in at the falls that night. But we've got some great sponsors that allows us to be able to do what we do and charge the amount that we can charge. Like the Smoke Your Buns 5K run this year is sponsored by Gadsden Regional. They're our sponsor of it. Then our Jack's is sponsoring the kids area. So the area that the kids get to play on the inflatables now is sponsored by Jack's Hamburgers. Then our music stage, they sponsored it last year and they're sponsoring it again this year, is State Farm. State Farm is going to be the main sponsor of our music stage, and I think they've got 1 or 2 teams in the competition as well. Johnson's Giant Foods, they're going to be our VIP sponsor this year. We have a VIP area for some of our guests and some of our sponsors that get to use the VIP area, and Johnson's Giant Foods is sponsoring it. But it's real family oriented, friendly, affordable, and it's just been something that's been very good, and we're excited about it again this year.
Yeah, there's so much going on as part of this festival that you can literally go and spend all day, have a good time. You mentioned as part of the $10 fee, you mentioned a barbecue sandwich. You do get the barbecue sandwich. I think we didn't mention that earlier. So you do get some barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
When you get to come in, you get the barbecue sandwich. And a free round of mini golf.
That's right.
That's a big deal. You can take a break, go over to the mini golf course and play a round of golf, and the kids always love that, and even the adults, and then come back and enjoy some more music, some more barbecue, or whatever, tickles your fancy.
Yeah, and also too, if the people that enter the running event, the Smoke Your Buns 5K, for the $25, they get a T-shirt, and as well, they get to enter the barbecue competition that day as well as part of their $25. So that covers that. Yeah. So that's a pretty good deal for them as well. And then, of course, they're participating for prizes and ribbons in their age categories too. But that for the $25, they get the same thing as you get for the $10 entry into the barbecue festival. So that's a pretty good deal right there for them as well.
Talk about what's going on inside the park, because that's park admission is part of it. You got the petting zoo.
You got the petting zoo,
train.
You got the train rides. You got the Pioneer Village. All kind of flowers and stuff planted there now as well. So it's real fun, and there's a lot to do. The kids love it. They all want to get on that train.
Oh yeah, got to ride the train.
And then we got the petting zoo, and we've added a few different animals in the petting zoo since last year. So we've got a porcupine there now.
Really?
That we got from a zoo.
Don't want to pet the porcupine.
No, we got it where you can't pet the porcupine, but you can see it.
Yeah.
So that's kind of unique, for us as well. So it's just there's something going on up there all the time, and we're getting ready to be real busy at Noccallula Falls.
As the weather starts improving and people start thinking about visiting Noccallula Falls again, and so you guys are going to get busy. I want to get inside and play with the lion. That's probably not a good idea.
I don't think you need to do that.
Yeah.
No. We've got a couple that do get in there that have to feed it and do some take care of Sheila.
Yeah.
So but I don't think you want to.
Just the average person doesn't want to.
No, I don't believe so. She's
not part of the petting.
She don't like a lot of people's voices either. I mean,
really?
She can get cranked up sometimes, especially when we do announcements over the intercom. I don't think she's real fond of Janet's voice on the intercom either. But you don't want to get in there to feed Sheila. We just hope Sheila stays in the cage.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let me ask you this. In the past, there has been the crowd favorites. Are you doing the crowd favorite this year?
No, we're not doing that. We have done it before, the People's Choice.
People's Choice,
and we just couldn't get enough participation from the cookers, as well as the people paying to taste their food. So that's why we went to the where we put the balloon up if you got free samples and let people sample it. And but we do not have a People's Choice. We quit doing that a couple years ago as well, just because there was a lot of work that went into it, and there wasn't that much participation from the barbecue entries or the people paying to taste their food. Yeah.
What have you seen any trends in the styles of barbecue that have a tendency to win, or any special advice for any of the backyard barbecuers?
No, but it's I guess the judges, I'm not sure exactly what they look for, but all the barbecue that I've tasted up there, which has been quite a bit, it's all good. So I don't know how they decide. I know a lot of it is based on the appearance, the way you present it for them to judge. There's certain things you have to do, so that you don't just cook it and then throw it in a bag or a box and take it up there. There's some preparation that goes in to presenting it to the judge. You have to have the greenery around it. So many pieces of that in there. So I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. That's why a lot of these folks that are in the professional division, they'll be cooking Friday night all night and all because of the brisket and the butt and that sort of thing. So it's something that they take a lot of time with, and then just cooking it's not the only thing. Like I said, you have to the way you present it to the judges. So I'm not sure exactly what they look for, but it's all good.
It is all good. What I've got to sample up there is a lot of times it's too good to put barbecue sauce on. Just the meat itself, the way they prepare the meat is so good. You don't want to mess it up with barbecue sauce.
Yeah, and a lot of them probably don't. A lot of them probably just do rubs and stuff on them. I'm imagining that they do and not put sauce on them, because a lot of people cook different. So, I mean, we all have our certain favorites, but what you like, I probably wouldn't like, and what I like, you probably wouldn't like. So,
right, everybody's got their own different
they got their own taste. That's right.
Taste for it. I know one of the cool things about going up there too, especially is to see the professional cookers and their rigs and what they cook on, and some of these extremely fancy cooking outfits they have.
Yeah, that's been a challenge for us this time, because we've had to ask the size of their campers and the size of their cooking rigs, because some of our spaces at the campground are different sizes. So we got to make sure we give them enough room. And when you start talking about a motorhome, and then they may have an 18 or 24 foot trailer that they have their barbecue cooking grills on. So you have to give them plenty of room, and like I said, everything will be right there on site. They'll have their cooking apparatus in front or beside their trailer, and you'll just walk around the campground, and see them and see how they cook and talk to them. And I think it's going to be very neat. And of course, we got bathroom facilities over there. So it should be, and we'll still have to get some porta potties, because it'll be such a big crowd. But it's going to be, I think it's going to be very nice and a good move for us. Now we have to shut our campground down for a few days to get ready for this, and then it'll open back up on Sunday, I think, to just our normal reservations. But and there'll be some folks that want to come and camp that's coming to support a team, and hopefully we'll have a few sites available for that as well. But if not, and it gets full from participants and all, then we'll recommend the River Country Campground to these folks that want to come in and camp and come up and support their cookers, or our local hotels as well.
Right. So. And again, let's mention the parking, because that's always something that people are interested in. You'll have the parking area there in front of the campground, on the campground side, that fills up quickly. You'll have additional parking at the regular main entrance, which is a big parking area, and if needed, you can go all the way out to the old landfill and park folks. We can,
if it gets to that point, we'll open up the landfill and let them. We've got the parking lot up there will hold probably 100, 200 cars just in the parking lot. But if it's not raining, we can park them in the field up there and park as many as we have.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've got plenty of parking. We'll have shuttles running, and you'll have to walk up to the gate. We may have a golf cart or two for people that are handicapped or can't make it up towards the campground gate or to the wedding chapel where the Black Creek Trail is. But like I said, that's going to be the only two places that you can pay and enter and get your bracelet. The campground, the trail and stuff will still be open, the Black Creek Trail, for people that are wanting to use it for exercise but are not interested in the barbecue. But we'll have it blocked off to where they'll stop short of the stage area and have to turn back around on Saturday when we're charging admission.
Okay, very good. And you do have the stage is already there and already built on that side.
We don't have to have a stage this year.
You don't have to hire in a stage or anything like that, so that always helps out. And it's right there, and it's a nice little natural amphitheater type space, and the sound will just go right on up to the campground and be able to enjoy it from all over the area.
That's right. That's right. We just hope that it's good weather, and so far we've been lucky for the 5 years, and we hope year number 6 is good with weather too.
All right, well, we'll take another commercial break, come back for a final wrap-up in just a moment. Stay with us. Smoke on the Falls Noccallula BBQ Festival coming up Friday, April 11th, Saturday, April 12th at Noccallula Falls Park in Gadsden. There's the phone number if you need more information, 549-4663. You can also look up Smoke on the Falls on Facebook to get more details there as well. And you say the gates on Saturday, Friday night is free, just kind of a mix and mingle kind of thing. And Saturday, gates open at 11 o'clock. And you have the Smoke Your Buns 5K run. That'll be early on Saturday morning. They'll need to meet at the wedding chapel for that.
Right there at the stage.
Right there at the stage behind the wedding chapel for that. Same phone number for information on the 5K run, 549-4663. Kerry, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, Carl.
Looking forward to it. I love the way the smoke fills the falls in the whole neighborhood up there. You can drive by and tell there's a barbecue festival going on.
Oh, yeah. You can get hungry in a hurry.
Sure they can. Folks, we'll see you up there on Friday, April 11th, or Saturday, April the 12th for the Smoke on the Falls Noccallula BBQ Festival. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time here on East Alabama Today.